go on.
Yeah, I think VP stumbled a little bit. I like what you guys are painting. First game of the event, you know, at the same time, I think Rare Adam's pace, that's something that can catch any team off guard, and I would put VP kind of on that victim list. So I think Virtus.pro are going to make a meal of FURIA today.
That's interesting, because I keep saying it. I just think FURIA should be way better than they are. I just look at that roster, and, you know, I expect them to win. Anyway, let's see if they're able to do it. Take it away, guys. Have a great cast.
Yeah, Richard, I agree with you. I do think that they should be able to win, but that we've kind of been looking at this FURIA lineup for quite some time now and expecting more.
A word for them, yeah.
Yep, Virtus.pro have shown me more recently, so I'm back up on that one. We'll see if they can get their gameplay online now that Rare Adam aren't poking holes in it. You know, Rare Adam ready to get into the fights as fast as possible here in the pistol. It's the first two for FURIA, and a couple USP taps from Fallen. He will collect the man advantage right back. Not to mention damage done here for Flawless. Ooh, clean one on Flit. So let's see the clutch from the emotional leader of Virtus.pro.
I think we probably both agree, expecting a better day from Flawless than
100%.
What we saw. I mean, yeah, he definitely can be hot and cold, but we're seeing him just improve a lot, I think, overall, fundamentally speaking, from when he played on GamerLegion, where he was just only holding W the entire time. Now it still feels like he's as aggressive as they need, but a little bit smarter with his decision-making.
Decides to sit in middle for the time being. FURIA's players nowhere close to one another.
It is cool, though, that there was like a veto mix match, because I think you take Virtus.pro, you know, holistically speaking, in terms of who should be better. But then if FURIA have the veto edge, well, maybe that makes this specific matchup a little different.
Ooh. Curious timing here. Looks like the bomb plant will be guaranteed. Flawless could have damn well gotten clipped on the cross through storage door. Now off-site back to the storage play. He was already wary of somebody being in here, but the Skulls reposition, yeah, that'll definitely catch you off guard. Plays it patiently, Skulls, gives up the bomb plant, so be it. It's a FURIA CT pistol.
Yeah, so not sure what to expect on Anubis, to be honest. This is one of those games it feels like just has so much to do with form, more than anything else. If FURIA have their best day right now with the veto at hand, then you know, they take out Virtus.pro. And VP are the team that throughout this year, I think, starting off the year, were so weak. Didn't look like they could beat anybody of note, into very much impressing. And the only thing that's tainted that so far is the loss to Rare Adam. But Rare Adam's style is so different than anybody else at the event. It's not a surprise that they were able to take out someone. They also did show some good stuff at Shanghai. I mean, made a run there.
Like Maui Snake mentioned, I think like lack of game plan perhaps for Rare Adam, and then the pace that they play. That's if you're half asleep and Rare Adam hit the server, you're gonna get caught. I mean, we saw Monacy get caught off by Rare Adam timings, and we kind of hammered that point home where it's like, you know, you don't catch him every day slipping like that. But that's the thing with Rare Adam; their timings are just different, and it feels to me, you know, Virtus.pro somebody who want to try to keep their finger on the common pulse.
FURIA used to play fast like Rare Adam.
Once upon a time.
Art era FURIA. But they've really slowed it down to a methodical pace since getting Fallen.
And Virtus.pro kind of the opposite at times as they've gone through this electronic evolution. For better or for worse, but better more recently. That's mid-control seized by Flawless. Down to 25 seconds here. Yeah, taking their sweet time with it. It's a bunch of flashbangs for VP to try to make this site hold uncomfortable. 15 seconds. Bomb still over towards Long's gonna have to sprint. They just mollied themselves. They mollied the bomb away from the site. They've got to try to charge through it. That's going to soften them up. The camera hold, I mean, a calamity.
Yeah, that's not...
they mollied themselves.
They mollied themselves on A main. I mean, I was just about to say, the real big issue that you see when teams exec past 15 seconds, literally the clock turns red, is if you make one mistake, now you have no room to actually wait it out. I mean, you look like a genius when you get it to, and we see them do the, like almost 10-second execs on this map, Virtus.pro, but there's also missing a nade and then like literally hurting yourself with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, if the camera kills come through excellently, then that's one thing. But, I mean, you set yourself up for failure there on the long split. So a foolish beginning to the Virtus.pro T side. That was obviously off the force, but Galil here on Fame.
Apogee wouldn't have mollied themselves.
Yeah, I miss Apogee already, man. Glad they started with some good Counter-Strike at the beginning of day 3. Maybe my assessment of VP is incorrect. Or maybe it's just an early struggle.
They're still just like a box of chocolates, that's all.
Like, wait, if we wait down to another 15-second execute,
Yeah.
can't maul yourself off if you don't have util. 25 seconds.
They just love waiting, just waiting for the sake of waiting. I mean, that's FURIA too. They like waiting too now.
Utility comes down. It's all about the timing. And Yuri able to hang on for the most part. That's bomb dropped by the Flames. Easy cleanup here for FURIA. Virtus.pro get the flip kill on the opposite side of the map. So rack up a couple of costs with the 2 deaths. But if he dies after time, Flit scares off KSerato.
Thought we all agreed, you know, leaning a little aggressive is good for CS2. And Virtus.pro have been actually like more aggressive, obviously, but there are still moments in games. Yeah, maybe Art was born a little too early. You know, it came through, just started popping off as soon as CS2 started. You know, with him in the KSerato core, that would have
Imagine
been
Art,
perfect for CS2.
CS2, MP9.
He should come back.
Aggression all he wants. But long gone are those days. And here we go. First gun round for Virtus.pro. So let's see if it was just a couple hiccups at the gate. The game begins now. Missed chance at first blood here in the 4th round. Electronic allowed to take a look through E-Box and then tucks back into the outer corner. You know, that op was floating around middle, so they'll go for the Molotovs to try to keep Fallen busy. He peeks and almost has a chance to get another one, but just into the cover slides Flawless, dodging that op shot twice now.
That is a nice play from Fallen, even though he doesn't get the kill. He got vision and then got it back again. This makes it a little uncomfortable for Virtus.pro. They know a split's not coming in. Looks like a late fake here from Virtus.pro towards the B site. Keep the attention of the 3 people who are here. They're going to get excited.
Fallen not moving a muscle just yet, down to 30 on the clock. Missed 2 shots, despite them being tough ones.
You know, it's Virtus.pro, never move.
KSerato's got a flash in front as well for Fallen. 20 on the clock. Cello, Yuri, easy hold on the opposite side. Missed shot from Fallen could be the disaster, but the flash from KSerato sets himself up. And time's gonna fizzle out here for VP. 4th round for FURIA. Easy.
Excellent from Fallen this round, because he's the one to get so much information that they don't have anybody coming back to even check on mid. There's this fake that goes on, but Virtus.pro, they don't have any... they're just all bark on this fake because Virtus.pro are the ones, or FURIA are the ones who have information. That's king. So he puts himself, and even though he doesn't get that kill, he puts himself in a good spot to get the info early. In case Rado, excellently done with his own flash. Fair enough. Virtus.pro are gonna have to show us a little more.
As long as FURIA remember to defuse the bombs today, could maybe it will be an easy day in the office.
Yeah.
No need to make your lives any harder than they are. Camera smoke to draw Queserado's attention for a second. FURIA, though, again, I think the tempo of the game has been set by Virtus.pro very early, and it has yet to change up. We saw that 35-second fake into the B site last round. Now the Galil of Flit here on E-Box.
Dangerous for FURIA.
Yeah,
Exactly.
nades in hand. Here we go. That's what they're looking for. The pounce that works out of the gate. Now Cello able to hold back some map control, but smoked off. Virtus.pro, this is what they were looking for.
I mean, it's just like, you can't just never peek. You know, I mean, even if they have good spots, each player, you see what happens when one guy gets out of one choke point, then it's just, they both die.
Ooh, miss nade. That's not ideal. Allows Electronic to hang on to the position here with an upgraded gun in hand. Flashes find their targets, but because of the smoke spam, Queserado's not able to peek while Fame was blind. That's what they were looking for. So good coverage from the guy who is just taking chances back on long. And Electronic's going to try to chase him down for costs. But VP's first round win comes at a 35-second exec with 2 Galils in play.
There's a couple moments there where Flit's thinking, okay, well, I mean, if he's not gonna, no one's gonna peek me here, I'm just gonna exec. I've got teammates coming out through B main. This is about to be really bad for FURIA, and well, that's exactly what happens. So just, I think a round that had not much pressure, and FURIA's patience finally was just a little bit too much. B site requires a little bit more activity. I mean, the best players in the world are you know, they're not sitting back holding angles. They are playing very actively, getting info, taking a lot of fights. It just, I mean, with VP's play style, you just always feel like you're making the wrong move, you know, whether you peaked really late or didn't. And I think that's the key to their game plan.
Fallen willing to continue this risk on the bridge.
Teammate smokes this for him. He's been great about holding this info.
Despite maybe not getting the kills with the actual op shots, still just, again, man.
More nades missed.
Pop open the long smoke. Bomb is inbound at a minute. Cello gets hit hard by that frag grenade, so despite a couple missed ones, they still find their targets. And it's looking like a pullback here from Virtus.pro. But what are you pulling back to? I mean, A-site's not like they've got any eyes on long. It's been smoked the whole time. Continues to get fragged out by the bomb site. So they just don't like what they felt at B, and now they're going to gamble on A.
Looks like they still have time to do it. And obviously their one biggest advantage is like low utility now as we get towards the end of the round. No more smokes to block. 28 seconds is like 3 hours for Virtus.pro, so they can definitely try something, but like, wait a second, like their bomb has stayed back.
15 seconds again, you're going to send
so
players
late.
in. Fallen drops to the fire. Missed second chance.
The bomb
site's open. They're going to try to put that bomb down on B, and they slide up with just enough time. Virtus.pro, you're playing with fire.
This is what FURIA were worried about the whole time, but it can still work. It can still work. Show us how.
And Electronic has gone so deep into Temple. You better hold on to this post plant. CTs get out positioned, but he offers a way back into Temple at least. Flit awaits the follow through.
One more shot gets hit there from Fallen, and here's where, okay, like he's missing a few shots. He at least gets his first, but if he gets a second, they don't see a bomb, then maybe there's a chance the B-side players don't move.
It's gotta be so frustrating to play against VP.
Yeah, man.
Like, especially when, again, we have the X-ray, we see the crazy decisions, we see these final seconds being used to put bombs down, but if you're never certain what the hell is going on, like fighting ghosts, Virtus.pro, they pull it off. That's 2 consecutive rounds now.
Yeah, and this would be the harder map of of the series for Virtus.pro for
Sure.
sure. But they won't squeak by on a couple of small wins on T side. They need to make it formidable.
It's 2 in a row, but it's still a healthy economy for FURIA, barring an absence in the op that Fallen has been using to kind of intimidate the bridge. Nice angle, J-Raz. Little headbutt on the smoke. But Fallen's not home, so that frag grenade otherwise would have done some damage. He's been positioned there quite frequently. It's a nice banked nade, but it does nothing here in the 7th. You guys can close your eyes for the next 40 seconds.
If I was watching this demo, it would just be like fast forwarding a little bit, so you got some time.
Go ahead, put on the kettle, and come back in a minute when Virtus.pro hit in the last 10 seconds of the round.
Don't miss last 10 seconds.
No.
Those are going to be crazy.
And they're always going to come tight down to the wire. We get this reposition here from Fallen trying to get ahead of the B execute where the bomb is inbound. Do they want to go and interrupt this? Fallen's going to set it up. A double push outside of the B side. If that bomb gets dropped, Virtus.pro, you play with fire, you might get burned. And FURIA step forth into that 2-player long setup. Now everything's got to be reclaimed by eBox. You've got 15 seconds. You can't win this round. You don't have the time to go grab bomb and come back, and especially now with fire on the long side. So good read by Fallen and a good execution by the 2 FURIA players that push out.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's just as they're setting up their utility outside, that they catch the perfect timing, and FURIA just doing an excellent job so far. 5-2 here on the CT side. That's one situation where the round can speed up if the CT team comes at you first.
FURIA seemed pretty content to just let Virtus.pro do their thing in rounds prior. I mean, what a contrast, right? We talked about that a previous round, sitting inside of the B site. Cello's just got nades out, just gets stormed on by VP. Now FURIA being a little bit more active, and ramifications for the Virtus.pro camp as they'll take a pause. Money's certainly still there, so that's not the issue. It's just what the hell is the next plan?
Flamesy said that, like, his play style, he's on Talking Counter talking about playing against VP, just like it just countered him so hard because he just never feel like he could do anything, and he just needs to be doing something all the time.
Yeah. And it's hard to just sit on your hands for a minute 30 every round. See if that can force the change up in Virtus.pro. If they think that FURIA are going to start to be disruptive, I mean, we know damn well they're capable of a pace change. Just boils down to if they're interested in it. Yuri peels away. VP just sat outside, clumped early with strong numbers. Does not look like they have a backup plan, so into A main they'll go, and they get the reaction in utility. Frag could have been worse if not getting caught on the ledge. Oh, last bullet sprayed out by Cello, connects to the headshot. Fame sends some back the other direction, and Electronic's gonna lose all of his health to K-Serrato as well. Another nade that's got an awkward bounce.
That's weird though. That one looks like he got a little unlucky off clipping.
They've been sat outside of this site all in since the start, VP. No information as to what the hell sits behind them.
They keep 2 smokes. One opportunity to go late back through E-Box if a mistake is made here from Skulls. And you can actually see FURIA are worried about some kind of mid lurk, but VP really haven't put that into their game plan on any round.
They're going to send Fame in to see what's on A. 20 seconds. Smoke and a couple flashes, but Bomb's gonna be a bit later, and we get that mid-split coming down, but camera was smoked off by choice. T's smoked off camera. 7 seconds, there's your swing. Cool.
Very cool.
Bro.
All right. Nice try. This could have saved.
At what point do you, yeah, right? You just call that off. Like, you have no information on the flank.
Yeah.
7 seconds swing on site. I get it if you just want to send Fame in to try to get it. At like 15 seconds, you send him in. Oh, there are still 2 defenders. Last 2 guys will save. But to follow through with the bomb immediately behind him and to make even Fame wait to that swing, it's 7 seconds.
Yeah, 7 seconds.
I hate to break it to you. Bomb's not going down
Not going to
there.
get planted.
At 10 seconds, the CT can just hide behind Cake.
Yes.
And you're not going to plant. So at 10 seconds, you don't have enough time, let alone at 7.
Oh, okay, something fast here. Flit swinging out. Doesn't get the full duel in, but at least a quick opening tactic. Do too many slow rounds and then people start holding grenades versus you, so really important to keep testing early options. Does Icy not have any other gun?
Just a Glock.
He has $3 grand.
Just the Glock.
I guess they all didn't buy down. He's saving for his op.
Electronic spent to 800.
Yeah, but he's opping.
Caserado gonna come clear this corner by the looks of it. Fame welcomes the challenge. Fame just wants to get the party started, so opening kill. VP've got blood in the water. Bomb doubles back. And Yuri, ooh, finds timing. Doesn't commit to the second. Skull's able to dodge Electronic, whose Tech 9 wasn't going to stop that cross back to the obelisk. And Cello's going to keep the pressure up, whether that's to flank over towards B or drop down maybe. But right now, Electronic, ooh, nice smoke spam by Flawless. That's going to open up Cello to go for the swing. Flawless gets a third. Oh. Okay. Unleashed on this B bomb site through smoke. He catches 2. And now it's Fallen on the wrong half of the map. Bomb doubles back to the A site, taken over at 10 seconds. And VP have outpositioned FURIA yet again.
Yeah, completely. I mean, this helps a ton that Flawless makes a play like that. Flank comes in out of Cello, but the spray's a little bit wild. Flawless looks so clean on that round. This one felt much more fast-paced, but it still comes down to the last 10 seconds.
And a heroic moment from Flawless.
At least FURIA know what they're up against. I mean, like,
yeah,
they're playing the way you kind of have to, in some sense. Ooh, but the late death. Fallen loses that up. They've still got some money. Skulls could drop one if they want it. They probably do.
And there's Flawless definitely starting to take off. Quad kill. Much better outing than that versus Rare Adam. I think these stats really highlight that of the series, this will be the difficult one for VP. And when you're treading through sketchy waters, maybe that's why they take their sweet time with it.
And normally it's the FURIA CT sides on a lot of maps that are a problem, so I think they're already probably feeling quite comfortable.
Remaining consistent with the util. Haven't seen Fallen going for those bridge contacts anymore.
Yeah, because you know what? Virtus.pro have actually never fully committed to it. They've only thrown some utility there. So I feel like he's just skipping ahead to the end of the round saying, whatever. Like, they're not even lurking.
Right.
Honestly, Virtus.pro did play a version of this map where, like, Electronic lurked mid a lot, and it worked out a lot as well.
Once upon a time.
Good to see Flamas poking his head out.
But nothing beyond the doors. So feels right on Fallen to still just kind of skip the step.
Yeah, seriously. He put this round on fast forward in his head.
Yep. And last time they were able to put Virtus.pro on ice with this hold because after Fallen missed his shot, Quesarado flashed himself in for his own double kill. Could be the same thing, or maybe even better. Defense holds strong, confirming more presence out here. Quesarado's actually the one that gets stuffed. Triple here from FaZe.
Oh, he got 2 in the back first.
Kills Quesarado. Cello follows up on the Opper. Bomb is outside of the site, and that is it.
God. Are you serious?
Come on, man.
Can't watch this.
You're paid to.
What a joke. After that.
And the worst part is that the 2 players that died in the background for Virtus.pro, it's not like bomb gets dropped in A main. They were also in A main without the bomb.
They didn't molly themselves this time.
Oh my god. That bomb was sitting in the water the entire time. It's not because of the 2 kills. That bomb gets dropped long, gets scooped up, and then could still be saved. That bomb was never a part of the execute. And Virtus.pro lose round 10 because of it.
Poor Fame. Puts on that highlight.
Kill.
Yeah.
That was a...
I was almost poor Fallen after he literally read that round from before it began.
Here we go. Activity here from FURIA out of the gate. Letting Cello get off the leash a little bit. He'll fall back through smoke. Man advantage enough for FURIA by the looks of it. But we'll see if Flick can recover as he tries to catch timing on the peek out of Skulls. Utility keeps Skulls out of the fight. If Flit wants to take a deeper angle, now's the time. Smoke denies him that opportunity, so back to the waiting game goes Virtus.pro.
Now there's a bit more pressure to move a bit faster for Virtus.pro because they don't get the 5v5 late into the round.
Good flash.
Nice move out of Yuri, man. A lot of confidence that, and they keep the numbers lower and lower here. But Icy, at least with that refrag.
Gonna try to test a Fallen.
Oh, flash does nothing. Goes behind, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was that close.
Quesarado tries to drop a bit more util. Scrambled defense coming over. Is there a commitment behind this? Quesarado uncomfortable and popped by Electronic. Here's the follow-through util. VP, plenty of time by their standards to guarantee this plant.
Yeah, FURIA did just do a little bit too much right there. After the Yuri push, they pushed Virtus.pro back into A. Then Fallen went to fight them with the flash. I mean, there was a flash with it, but it just didn't account for Virtus.pro making a move. And again, they're the ones who would be more time sensitive because they were lower on numbers. They can't come forward with a 10-second exact when they're down to 3 players.
But there's just been so many 10-second execs that maybe Fallen didn't account for it. Missed timing. MVP capitalized. There's their 4th. It's been a difficult T side for VP, but they're wiggling their way up the board. Final round of the T side before FURIA set the pace. Majority of FURIA's round wins by way of clock. Time has expired on 4 of these 7.
The clock comes for us all.
There we go. Easy op shot for Icy. And now Yuri going to be feeling real desperate, but bomb is all the way in T-spawn. So somebody's going to have to go back and grab that. Luckily for them, site's completely clear. Go get that thing. That's opened the door for FURIA to rotate over. They should not be able to interrupt this, but there's a bit of a gap on that smoke. Now bomb's been spotted for the plant, covered wide by Fame, and so many bodies here on site for Virtus.pro that this one is convincing. Maybe goes a little too easily for their expectations. That's why that bomb's still all the way back.
Yeah, I mean, they were still just in a full default waiting.
Yep.
That opportunity was golden, though. So Virtus.pro end the half on a great note. I think this still far exceeds the normal CT sides out of FURIA, and they'll be looking forward to the second half. Seen definitely better versions of like philosophy on this map from Virtus.pro. Feel like there's a lot of opportunities underplayed this game, and even though Fallen like missed a fair few op shots, it was like him realizing that they weren't going to take advantage of mid at all throughout this entire half was really what gave FURIA some big advantages.
Just started skipping steps, like you said, you know, playing for the late rounds.
Yeah, just not putting in those lurks.
Yeah, never came back to punish them, actually. Fallen stopped playing middle, and it never cost them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's he conditioned them for sure.
So trying to get ahead of Virtus.pro. But this one, all too easy.
That is just truly an uncomfortable situation. I didn't even realize there was a molly outside of the door. Yeah.
What are you going to do? And the little that was left to get done, all too easy. So let's go. FURIA T side. Will the tempo change? Heavy util here for Fallen. Full pack over towards A. No challenge on the flank from the Virtus.pro camp. Icy at bat, missed a couple first shots. There we go. Finally it connects. Quesarado the first victim. There's the return frag from Cello to try to keep the execute coming through. You don't want to make a waste of the utility. CT's a little bit nervous about middle because they had no information on the middle of the map throughout this pistol. Skulls, he knows something's up. Him and Electronic touching tips inside that smoke, and oh my god!
How did that miss? That looked dead on from Electronic. I would have been pissed too. What just happened? I'd definitely like to see that again.
That's not some inaccuracy. I mean, I don't even.
I would definitely just like to say I feel terrible here for Electronic.
Where did those bullets go?
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Maybe he shook. He had a micro stutter. I don't know. Oof.
Unless my brain lagged with it.
That changed the round.
Was that not dead on?
It's just not, I guess.
Kind of timed with his check of the smoke.
Turned a little bit.
I mean, Skulls just swung his head away from it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Virtus.pro had no mid control for the retake going, and that I feel like kind of stalled them out as well.
The crosshair, because it felt like crosshair was right, but the bullets weren't. So. Luku Maluku.
And then some. Virtus.pro pulling the plug on that B-site defense early. But FURIA playing no all-ins at the minute mark. Virtus.pro scrambling back the other way as they hear that connector utility start popping, but they're not wrong about it. Going for the B A-stack, seeing nothing, and now trying to scramble over to B in time. We could very well get this 5v5 on site. Smoke goes down in front of the long players. Bomb's going to be coming in from E-Box.
Ooh, that molly.
In the majority pack. Fallen tries to charge through. That's bomb down. just offered into the site. Jail angle, valuable here for Cello. He doesn't need to see them, peels apart too. And the defense crumbles here for Virtus.pro. Things get a little awkward. Health bars low for FURIA.
It's extremely well done from Cello, and that's another example of, like, once you get out to jail, how useless back at default really is. Even if you want to swing on E-Box or whatever, you just don't have anywhere you can stand that safe, especially with the new smokes. You know, a couple of bullets through, you see everything. And I think they knew that was a foregone conclusion once they got out. So a nice try on the defense. Late molly towards the outside of E-Box, at least separated one of their targets as they came in, but Cello was the key.
Ouch. Grenade gets dunked on Flawless. 18 health, a smoke at a solo B-hold. FURIA continue the approach to this T-side with clinical precision.
I love how Caserado's jiggling this with a smoke out like he's defending the site. I guess he kind of knows there's a stack here, so just hoping to find it.
Waiting to see if they all come running at him.
And this will be an eventual B hit, so yeah. Caserado just gonna chill.
And Virtus.pro's A-Stack not looking to make the first move either by the looks of it. Flawless just hoping that there isn't a full-blown commitment behind this. And, well, they molly themselves. FURIA have to wait behind it. All good. Close corners clear. Caserado gonna look for that numbers confirmation, and he'll take it. Flawless, it's a one and done over on the B site, so bomb will inevitably be planted. And it's all Caserado to depart as he pleases. So they take it down to the wire just to make sure they don't step onto that booby trap that was the four-player pistol stack. But Virtus.pro just really crossing their fingers and hoping it came to them.
Just good prep from FURIA this round, and sort of had an idea of where the stack would be, and made sure just not to run into it. Minimal players down so far, but Flitz approaching with the deagle. Caserado, he just never gets caught off though, does he? At least the trade in for Micey.
But that AK is not going to get saved. Yuri clears the board. FURIA 10-5. And the slow, methodical approach to these T-sides boding well for FURIA as the first gun rounds from VP comes through.
Would hope to see some level of confidence from FURIA as they start to open up, since they're clearly more comfortable here on Anubis. They have a good lead. They've got T-side to finish on. And I think they want to think about this series from the perspective of, all right, well, we are trying to make a statement here.
Bit more adventurous this time, Virtus.pro. Fame on A main, playing counter flash. Flit, does he get away with this? Yes, sir, he does. And Yuri puts his head on a silver platter. They didn't see that one coming. We got first blood to VP's favor and some strong map control to come with it. He'll jump nades over towards long. That keeps the attack at bay. And a follow-up wave of utility coming at E-Box from Caserado down in Canal. Ooh, he's gonna try to challenge through, and he gets the better of Flit for that. Molotov with Electronics name on it.
Yeah, that one's key. They don't throw it just yet.
No, Skulls holds off for the time being, waiting a little bit longer. Fame actually kills Caserado because the A flank comes out from VP.
Do they have a smoke back there? Ooh.
No.
Oh, and Skulls doesn't throw his molly.
Ouch. Yeah, they decide not to jump on that timing, but within that window of timing, Virtus.pro actually attacked from behind and really cut off one end of this execution. Fallen's just going to find the Rog duel. Eventually, that fire finds its place, and Electronic still able to kill from within it. One more tick. Oh, the fire spreads to fame. Electronic has 2 health. If not for that, it's a 1v1 on site.
Yeah, he had 2 health as he jumped out of the molly, and he would have actually had that 1v1. Just a hair. 1 tick away from death. Nice moment from Flit in E-Box, but that's just good smart play. Had a little gap to work with. Punish the aggressive move here.
Here we go, change of pace.
We're seeing this more and more, and I think it's just such a strong CT maneuver to make.
Yeah, as opposed to trying to push out long A.
Yeah, as opposed to trying to push out long A, definitely. I think it's a much better version of Anubis from a CT perspective. Pushes all of this pressure up here. And, you know, K-Serrado knows that they're down here. So the question is, how does he get this back?
Let's see if they've got the protocols for it. They'll start with an attempt on mid control. But the Blaze burns on bridge and flip the second layer of mid defense. Mac-10 wants nothing to do with him. It'll just go jumping by.
That molly just went up into the air, I think.
And he peels back. Obviously a little bit scrambled there, Flit.
You see this actually turns into a B-split. So this might be a little confusing for Virtus.pro. Especially when someone pushes out mid. It's much rarer they split to B. So this should serve as a little bit of a fake here, I think, for the T side. Let's see if Fallen can get it organized.
Fame still floating around, wary of the stairs, but gets away from it. Able to get back to the bomb site. That's going to bolster the A defense, but again, be the intended target at 25 seconds.
He is actually a little weak. They have this one fight
Crossfire,
coming up for
though.
Flit. Oh,
strong
yeah.
crossfire from the defense with that CT layer added. Flit will just shut down the mid play entirely. Flamis doubles back to site. We get Skulls trying to commit with the bomb cross. Doesn't happen. CT still able to position correctly. And now the bomb's got to get picked up, but it's out in the open. They line up in front of K-Serrado. He does not have time for the plant. Clock expires. Another clock-deciding round win, this time to VP's favor.
Yeah, at least that crossfire made it, you know, it was a forced situation. So that was a great crossfire to have that late into the round. Back from CT and Temple. And FURIA really made a hard map to read, I think, with that round taking mid-control. But K-Serrado missed a small opportunity to get someone actually falling out of canals back to A. So just an overall good round here for Virtus.pro.
It's a fun opening move from VP that kind of scrambled FURIA through the mid play.
I really want to see more rounds just like that. I think I just want to see more Anubis evolve in that direction.
Yeah.
Because they tried these flash pushes on the extremities way too often. They just don't do much.
The danger is K-Serrado's AK floating out here bottom stairs. But it's not like they're really setting him up to do much, just waiting maybe for Virtus.pro to make a move. K-Serrado sees nothing so far. Clock boils down to 25 seconds yet again. Finally, body spotted. 4 players confirmed here in Icy's scope. FaMAS on Heaven's just going to wait a second. Bomb is in the middle of that pack, and it gets swept away with ease. Total shutdown by Virtus.pro inside of the A site. Oof, the hell of a P250 shot from Cello.
Yeah.
This one's kind of nasty, but VP survived the test. Now 2 rounds away from tying this game up.
Okay, yeah, this would actually be a pretty big upset on this map if Virtus.pro found a way back in. If FURIA can't get their claws in any deeper. I was a little bit worried watching that from Icy's perspective. 1 player passes, 2 players passes, 3 player passes, 4 player passes, and then he's like, you have 1 try now. You have to hit this next shot. But he does, and he has the teammates there as well. So.
And A main was under wraps.
They look pretty comfortable here on CT side. Maybe they just put too many skill points into it.
Well, I wonder if it's just because FURIA haven't been too disruptive yet.
Yeah.
You know, at what point do FURIA try to really get a little more nasty with their timings? Become the nuisances they can be. We saw that potential Molotov to burn out the platform a couple rounds ago. The execute that never really came through. Now pressure's on. Flit uncomfortable, but he finds the angle to hold back Skulls on main, and now Flit back's turn to him. Nice double kill from him. FaMAS has got his 1, extends into jail. 2 defenders doubling down, and now the 3rd piece, who has kept himself tucked in, waits an extra second. That gets fallen off the bomb plant, but very quickly swept away alongside his comrades.
Love that from Flit, man.
It is Virtus.pro banking on the triple B defense, with the first 2 defenders getting 2 kills apiece.
It's more disruptive here from FURIA. It's a little bit faster, but it's just as properly played from Virtus.pro as these previous rounds. And Flit knows he has a fresh smoke in E-box. That corner is not really very effective if it's not smoked and someone can come out and just hard clear you, but why would you? After he got that first kill, you'd think he'd fall back. They'd play some kind of retake position. But he knows if he goes back to a retake spot, he's just stealing a spot from one of his rotators who are going to come in right after. So I just love the use of his sort of life in that situation. Very high efficacy round at a Flit, and it makes it a 1-round game. Only the pistol and conversions for FURIA in this half.
Yeah, both pistols full conversions each side, so them only having a 1-round lead and now out of timeouts on top of it. Virtus.pro, you know, doing it their way. That first T side took its absolute sweet time. Losing 4 rounds to the clock throughout their T side, I think, was a bit of a testament to the discomfort of Virtus.pro on Anubis. But a CT side that's holding strong for the time being. This triple B stack goes out of the gate yet again.
How's Skulls here just 4 and 9, like he played half the game?
Now pistols to be punished. Wow. Tech9 drive-by.
Was that team?
Oh, maybe it was a shot from behind? Yeah, that could make sense.
There's something about that, like the way that his head bounced, that felt like team damage, right?
That looked weird.
I think maybe because it didn't gush.
But the lineup wouldn't have made... I don't know. Yeah, either way, Electronic gets clean up. No, it was a Yuri Tech9 headshot. There's the assist. It was a crazy headshot by Yuri on the run over, but Tech9s do be like that. Now Icy's unable to hold middle, so FURIA have actually found a little bit of map control to come with this awkward buy versus a full purchase. FaMAS slips up through Temple, catches Skulls, who's now having a real rough go of it. Those deaths just keep racking up against him. Fallen's got the bomb in an interesting position, but Flit, again, moves forward as opposed to back.
I mean, they have to know that he could have got here, but they're actually...
I don't know, man.
Seem aware. They think they got the only lurkers, but it's just Fallen is giving them the respect of thinking like his position is known.
I mean, they are going to get caught off by this. How many players die because of it? That's the question. Oh, never mind. FaMAS does still keep his head on a swivel. Single point of health. I mean...
Oh, man, Connor, he just cannot win.
It felt like it was a really late decision to check it.
Once before you mentioned
like, that was the first time they considered it a possibility. The 40 seconds that Fallen's standing there, nobody looks once.
But you know what? The fact is, that just shows you that Fallen should have just gone sooner.
Sure.
Like, it's just, but he doesn't know. They're not going back to check it. But like, there comes a point in the round where every timing is now open, so eventually you're going to check something.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can be too patient, but just too funny because every time Connor guarantees something's going to happen.
No, I did call
the Jim Cramer of
no,
PS2.
It was the wallbang earlier on Cadian's clutch attempt on Mirage that saved it. I'm starting to use unless.
Right.
And it's like a double layered prediction.
Forgot that time though, didn't you?
Yeah. I just felt so guaranteed. He didn't look once. He drops the smoke on the cross. He's staring at the back of Obelisk with his back exposed to long. He would have been, yeah, my God, yada. Game gets tied off of that one. The CT side starting to look impenetrable. Virtus.pro lose second pistol, conversions, and haven't looked back. Quesarado going to try to challenge Icy up on Fountain. Bomb still obviously back towards T-spawn, so Furia not looking to commit at a minute. There's definitely, I think, been openings through middle for Furia on this T side, something that Virtus.pro really underplayed. But those openings that get them into Temple, into CT spawn, they just haven't been too fruitful in straight up winning the rounds from there. 35 seconds, bomb gets picked up. They still want to take a glance at this A long control.
Back to E-Box though, they don't have main control. They don't have that. No, they're going to try to play the camera split. Virtus.pro are good in these passive setups. I like their spots right now, but so much comes down to fame. 19 bullets.
And then Icy behind him, holding towards camera instead. Quesarado gets his. Icy missed shot. Pressure in from both sides. He'll deal with it. Electronic thrusts himself down to the fight. And there are the connections from Icy.
That's beautiful. I mean, everything was really great from the precisions, even though Fame dies. You see that he can be so well supported from his two teammates. Now, it had to happen that Icy and the other guy on site got both camera players at the same time. And that's the only way that this fails entirely. But what do we have? Virtus.pro in the lead.
Yeah.
And their CT side has really looked good.
And the beauty of that even more so, it's not even the second guy on site in Electronic that holds camera. That's Flit's flank hitting at the perfect moment from middle. And Electronic is actually freed up to fight from Cake. That's what locks down long. So Flit actually just jumping on the moment. And Icy, under pressure, picks up kills on both sides of the execution. And you can see him kind of pump his fist at the same time because you miss your first shot. Doubts can creep in. Instead, Virtus.pro with a one-round lead. Pistols here in the hands of Furia trying to charge down into the A site. Not going to happen. It's Electronic yet again up from heaven. Now, banking on the sidearm makes it a little awkward, but we've got a player to come up from storage in just a second, and Flawless does get that kill as Quesarado catches Icy on his own, but that op picked up for only a moment. A 12th round from VP. They took their sweet time, all Anubis long, but this has now been 6 rounds straight, turned 7th for the 12-10.
This has become a little bit more embarrassing for Furia. We had some mistakes from Virtus.pro in the first half, but they're the ones who are less confident on this map. Furia normally score so low on their CT side that they win all their Anubis games on the attack, but here they've got nothing. Just anti-ecos, essentially.
I don't even know if Skulls has gotten a kill this second half.
Yeah, he's just, I think he was 4 and 6 before the half started. Just, yeah, I don't think so.
There we go, opening kill. Flit has been a little more aggressive in connector these last 2 rounds, so gets caught out as first blood in round 23. Leave it to Furia to let 12 get secured just to push overtime.
Got it.
Yeah, Flawless trying to control guns, but it's a full buy. A real soldier.
Looks like Yuri wanted it.
Man who always needs purpose. Burned forward, missed op shot from Fallen, but the cover!
That is so well covered. My goodness.
They know Fallen's close.
Situation.
Awkward for an opper under pressure from the util.
Oh, he just
quick
runs
scope
at him.
Double from Electronic. I mean, throws caution to the wind, but then they get caught themselves. Potentially Skulls' first 2 kills of the second half. And all of a sudden that B site opened up because of it.
Yeah, and he knows Icy's coming in from behind. Icy can swap out to any gun he wants. It is Skulls. If he walks back into E-Box, there is a
on the side of the smoke as well, right? This is a do or die 1v3 from Skulls. And he'll close it.
Wow.
They catch FURIA off guard by just pummeling through the E-box, but what goes around comes around. Skulls steps up.
Yeah, that's a great clutch out of Skulls. They had no idea where the last person was, and you could kind of see like Skulls hasn't really gotten into the action, right? He's played so passive, and here it really takes a long time to even show himself, to the point that Virtus.pro jumping out into canals, didn't expect to see anything, and they dropped their guard a little bit.
Yeah, they thought he was playing from B site.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, wouldn't have been.
It's actually a massive round. This game's over without that clutch. Now we go to round 24. Finally, FURIA break the streak. 7 straight for Virtus.pro until that point. Doesn't prove their T side by any means, but it might be enough to at least get them to overtime and try again.
We'll see if Flit is as willing to be dangerous at the start of the rounds. Icy also freed up for the bit of more mid play. He's going to play it passive. That opens a door here for Cello to close the distance. He's got to be careful. That's bomb at the front. We've seen a lot of bomb just being left back. Not this time. It's in the middle of the pack, ready to go so that they can pounce when needed. No A main control. Temple players double back. There could be a lot of friction here in the middle of the map for FURIA to have to handle. They're going to go ahead and smoke off Temple. Flashing camera, Electronic right here. And Fame right here with him. Because there's no follow through towards Long, Fame's able to disengage. Nobody attacks him from the back line. 2v4 now. They piece together the 1v3, all thanks to Skulls. The only thing to stop these gun rounds of the CT side, and this one ended. Oh, crushing defeat on Anubis for FURIA. All things look so good until that streak of 7 rounds comes through from VP. And they do it their way on Anubis.
Yeah, they've been doing it their way for what feels like forever, and their way is...
They had everything they needed to close that game out in the second half. The only round they got that wasn't the pistol or conversions was Skulls in a 1v3. This was disappointing for them, you know, to say the least. Now they've got to really worried about even surviving this series from here on out. But the one thing that you can say in favor of Virtus.pro was that their CT side on the map looked way more prepared and comfortable than their T side was on the attacks. So here's to Dust2, folks. Let's see if Virtus.pro can continue off their great CT start onto Dust2.
Yeah, I like that it wasn't just sitting around the entire time, VP, on that defense, right? Those active canal attacks, trying to keep the playbook varied. It was a good look. Flit sticking around in bottom middle, but loses all vision. He will tuck into the corner instead. Only for a second, decides maybe not. Peels away, and we wait. Climb up's gonna get spotted, but Cello thinking he could keep his head tucked down, shrouded in the smoke. Wrong. Flit on the doors, blind, finds a second frag, so that's lady luck.
That's magic, but the bomb's out there. They gotta go grab that right now.
Luckily, no other players from Virtus.pro to stop that from happening, so they'll double up on top of it. Drop a smoke onto the CT cross and decide to head back into the tunnels, but this is gonna be where Fame actually activates, at least a little closer.
Problem is throwing a fake against Virtus.pro, man. They're ready for anything like that. Let's see. Fame's got this interesting angle.
Icy's behind him. Beretta's ready to rip. Skull's quick headshot. USP connects back from Icy. How much more does he want to gamble? Because the support is still long off. Cerrado opens up that bomb site for the plant. And we're going to go 2 versus 2 here in the first pistol of map 2.
It looks like they don't know that both are here. What? Electronic looked like he was looking at long for a second.
But I mean, they should.
know now, yeah.
Maybe just looking Flummus in the eyes before they have to push the retake. Flash is going to go in. Both players by window side. One up, one down. Cerrado pushes out around it. Yuri shaves the first player off, and it's a Cerrado headshot to close out. So FURIA win another pistol. 3 for 3 on the series.
They do that, would have that been a 2v4 in that situation? I guess Icy got 1, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, a hard situation to get out of after Flit got these opening 2 frags. So really, really good recovery here from FURIA.
Yeah, Skulls was clean with it. Caserado as well, opening sight. And nothing in the retake for VP to be proud about. Force buy, though, from the defense. We've seen FURIA win all the pistols. We've seen FURIA convert them. That's the extra salt in the wound of that first map loss is 13-11 loss with both pistols and conversions. That's the cardinal sin.
Stair said it in that halftime break when VP are on their pretty good team. It's the compliment he gave them.
Shout out Stair for those off-the-cuff playoffs predictions, including Rare Atom, GamerLegion,
The off-meta picks.
and VP. Not one person mentioned Apogee.
Yeah, whoever mentioned Apogee would be a genius.
And obviously, Skulls mentioning complexity.
Cool part for Apogee is, I mean, they don't have to go right into a stadium, you know, as they go deep in a tournament,
true.
potentially.
Hello and goodbye. Easy delivery for Skulls. And a vacant B bomb site that's going to come with it. So the Virtus.pro force buy can be saved for the next round. Not that bad. Just a great chance for FURIA to collect some early money here, T-side. But no, you're right. Yeah, no big stage shakeup, right? This is going to be, it's one of those, and
More
also
games on the same PCs.
$1.25 million prize pool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge. Even going moderately deep is a success for them. And
Yeah, let me look at the prize breakdown, actually. I mean, 8th place at minimum. You make playoffs, 31,250 for the players, and the 31,250 club share.
they're on the road.
That would be more than all of their players' career earnings in terms of prize pool. And that's 6 years of play, by the way, for Prism.
First time we got the FURIA one was back in 2018 in Rio. Made it to the grand finals, funnily enough, versus Avangar, called by Jame at the time.
True.
Turned into this lineup. These two were going head-to-head to try to prove who was the better breakout unit back then. Teams have changed quite heavily since. Right now, only Yuri and Caserado remain from that original lineup. And there are 0 players besides Flit. Was Flit even on the lineup in 2018?
That's a stretch, brother. Little pop-up here from Flit gets denied by Fallen's Mac 10. This is a 3v5 being pieced back together by FURIA.
Oh.
Icy's got other ideas. Killer Scout headshot. Fallen doing all of the work thus far. 3 kills to his name, 2 still to go. Skull's able to get his hands busy on this A-split. Locks off the cat retake, and that's going to force Virtus.pro to go doubling up on long. So obviously all of this heard. FURIA going to go for the bomb plant cat side, or never mind. He opts not to, just because you start to hear the stomping of Fame back towards middle. So
I like the CT retakes, to be honest. But and with the bomb planted where it is, I mean, how far away can they get from it? Back single, man.
ouch.
Wait a second. This is not planted for them.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, Fallen
Or are they
decided...
playing towards cat?
I don't know. With both the CTs going towards long, that's when it looked like he was going to plant for catwalk, but then Fame went back through middle. Skulls calls that, and that's enough to scare Fallen into this plant instead?
Yeah, but then you just change the post plant. They could have played elbow and cat or something like that, and then support each other that way, but like... that just fundamentally didn't make sense. Like, Fallen right here, he's going to cat. He could have just gone to elbow and been just as hard to dig out of.
Lock behind the box and you're good.
Yeah.
Let Skulls take contact once smoke fades and you just try to play the bomb, but
Yes.
mistakes were made, we'll say. And the things that they were saving from the round prior end up paying off. VP, that 3v5 near recovery from FURIA is denied. And we go 5 versus 4 here in the 4th. Add it to the pile of zany moments in this head-to-head.
Yeah, with the bomb and the time. It's funny because, like, oh, okay. Just got to pray it doesn't spread anymore, but he's good.
He's got support as well. Fallen and Cello joining up with Skulls. Electronic's going to dump his utility, throwing his life into the corner. Committed. Fame. Fast reaction on the op kill. Pops back up for the second. Fallen
Keeps peeking.
not looking back at this. Scopes on him now. Fame will damn well know it, so he keeps his head down, drops the smoke, and the frag grenade negligible.
They got to try to take this one back to A again.
It was an earthquake on Fame's desk when he gets that first kill. That scared the bejeebus out of him.
Oh, that's a solid tag, but it's one player that escapes to A. Oh, this nade also could do a lot, but it looks like it's going towards Cat. Timing's no good either.
Down to 30 seconds. Furia, two
Fame.
players outside door with bomb. They're just going to try to walk op in. Fame gets tagged through the door. Another player here for VP, lucky to be alive. Electronic waiting for some kind of tunnels play. Oh, and the cover is great from Fallen. 2v2 in sight. All the two players they need.
It was the slight discomfort with opping late into that situation.
Yes,
Fame
sir.
sitting on default scoped in, hoping to be able to get a shot off, and Furia eventually, I mean, like, for Fallen, thankfully, after the tags on the door cross outside the B site as well, it would have felt horrible to have lost this situation, but they get it back into their grasp. But this is a spot where, like, Virtus.pro have a solid situation. I mean, they had a 2-1-2 inside B. They had back K-Sharp, 2 shots getting hit from the op. They smoked it out. And still, somehow, Furia got back in.
Another strong Fallen moment. We've gotten 2 of them. The 3 kills in the round previous didn't net him the round, but damn well tried. That op shot on Fame sent him scrambling. Made the spray through the door all the easier. Virtus.pro should consider themselves lucky that the round prior that they ended up winning was just off of lesser guns. That's why they get a strong buy here in round 5. Fame's gonna have his hands busy. All of B and middle, his responsibility. VP just allowing Furia to do what they want. The start of this one, easy climb up on middle. Electronic starting to feel like he wants to put a bit more pressure on.
Nade looks like. Oh, just
Bad bounce, dude. It
Yeah.
just jumbled into the corner.
oh, unlucky.
Or just bad. But you're being kind. I respect it. See if the flash will do any better for Electronic if he wants to get into this fight. All of Furia here on Catwalk. Sitting ducks, dude. Why isn't the guy who's not blind peek the corner?
I have no idea. I mean, it might be because they didn't know anyone was even peeking.
Sure.
There was no shots.
Yeah. But, you know, maybe just in case. Still, smokes come down in front of it. We're going to go 15 seconds here, Furia. And they are sitting inside smokes until 10. Finally starting to emerge out of it. Electronic's going to look to attack them while they're distracted from the players on site. 7 seconds, bomb not planted. This one looking to fizzle out. All Fame's got to do is live, so don't peek. And he will lock into CT spawn to get Virtus.pro's second on the board.
When did Furia become one of the most slow-playing teams in Counter-Strike? And now we got the 2, like, Furia of all teams. It's so crazy. This game's gonna set a record for most rounds lost or won by time.
I believe 58 minutes for that first map of Anubis.
Sir, MR15 numbers.
That one all fizzles out as Electronic is able to take his sweet time picking up the kill on Catwalk.
Yeah, he peeked. It's like, yeah, there are a few guys here. All right, now I'll peek again.
It's like he was worried the guy saw him until he realized
he actually
was
peeked the first time and he got blind himself. Yeah.
Ton of damage here, bottom middle, but
yeah, what's it worth? Got Fame alone. MP9 rotations need to come over, man. Help out your boy Fame.
Looks like Electronic's going to do that. Sprinting down through CT spawn to take back up mid control. AK in the front, Skull's dead. And now it's going to be those low health bars for cleanup. Fame could go ahead and ace, but he's going to let K-Serato leave. He'll take the AK off the corpse, and at a minute, sit on top of that bomb with utility to boot.
Real smart move. Did his walking jump up into the double stack as well. Electronic will grab the fourth one down. K-Serato alone. He's got this AK. He'll want to hold it, but I mean, CTs could be coming in from anywhere. We'll see. Fame. Yeah, damn near ace. Four frags right here. Excellent hold, and didn't get scared, even though his teammates were pretty far away. Delayed just long enough.
He's lucky there was no follow through on middle.
Yeah, that could have just been a split for sure. Yeah, that's true.
But he stays perched on top of his box and lays down the law. A little warning for Yuri here as we watch FURIA tiptoe their way through pistols. K-Serato at the front of all this with the Deeg.
We know, like FURIA, they just want to mid B when they can.
Smoke in front. It's going to disrupt the pack, but yeesh. Fallen jumping down into the CT spawn doesn't get them much. Icy flashed in for the swing, gets away from him. It's okay, he's an opper. Not his fault. Everybody else starting to fall around it, but a bomb plant bodes well for FURIA. Any following kills would have helped out, but it's just that one on Icy that ends up coming through. VP have established the lead.
Got a lead, at least for FURIA. Get the bomb plant down. This game's neck and neck, absolutely. It feels like in terms of ability here on Dust2.
They call this music dwarf core.
Okay.
Because of pickaxes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, those dwarves.
I thought it was just short people made it.
No, no, God, no. No. That's insane. Decoy op and a real op with it.
That was my Mitch Hedberg moment for the night.
To hell with purple people. Rice is great when you are hungry and want 1 million of something. And Icy wants 1 million kills, but there's only 4 more to come at him if they all trudge through that doorway.
Oh, they wanted that trade bad, but the counter util's too hard to deny. They're gonna have to sit behind it. Oh, and Electronic scoots by this op too. They establish fully here on the mid door, and that's just been key because again, when FURIA get out mid, they've made these mid Bs really difficult. Fame's having a good game, and they've still simultaneously made it a nightmare for him. We're not gonna have those deep cat grenades this time around.
Nor will we have Electronic pressing his face into them, but Skull's nice kill. That's an instant headshot on Fame. He put that fire down. He knew what he was inviting.
Yeah, this might be a Poison Chalice stuff. They get this kill, they want to go out mid B, and Electronic still close door. It still feels like Cat is the right option, but now they get smoked out of that. Now it's a fake mid B. This is definitely looking like a good play here from FURIA.
Flit leans back. Cello on the edge of smoke gets spotted.
Oh.
Still able to get the headshot, though. Looked like that was going to be a disaster. Instead, his first kill at 8 HP.
Okay, now we got to see about those post plants. So we have had a misstep from FURIA here or there.
Cello takes over the op. We've still got this lurk from Skulls out middle.
Oh, they're not even going to try it.
Nah, looks like they're going to let it fizzle out. So Virtus.pro banking on Flit getting that kill, and it looked like he was going to.
Also, Cello's first frag.
Yes, sir. That's why I was thinking 0 and 6, crouch walking on the edge of the smoke.
Yeah.
Flit gets the first bullet off, but Cello recovered it with the headshot, and that headshot alone wins this round for FURIA to tie at 4.
They also avoided the bad option, which was mid-B, and they didn't believe the smoke on Cat, which was a very real smoke, but it was also, please don't come to the A site.
Terrorists win. Man down bad. Rock and stone, brother. Ooh.
What instrument was that? A mandolin?
No. I'm not sure. But I liked it.
He just missed that. Yeah. CTs can't always get there first.
Trying to go off the spawn, but Flamis slides out. Puts a couple bullets in the smoke and exposes K Serato. Fraud watch. Poor guy gets his op taken off the dead body. There you go, Fallen. Freed up to do what you do best.
Flamis being his very rambunctious self. Draw some util out here, but he's not actually committing, and Flit catches that.
Yeah, there you go. Back to failing ways. Cello, that one kill in the last round may have won the round this time. Empty-handed in middle.
Oh,
Icy
Skulls.
opens up that smoke, and Yuri's able to get the kill back to Flit on mid. So the mid kill's going well here for FURIA.
Everybody pushing everything.
All at once. Electronic keeps that timing up. Icy just turns at the worst possible moment. Missed op shot out of Fallen, who is carrying the bomb and spotted, now desperately running up the catwalk. We're going to get Flamis just sprinting into the cover of ramp. Didn't waste a second. That's a great way to dodge the threat of this double cat extension. Fallen trying to get that op into play somehow, some way. Drops into spawn, a madman trying to make something happen here, but blindsided. Wide swing up from Flamis. VP keep majority alive as they take their lead right back.
I guess that could have been cool as hell.
Could have been.
If he dropped and got that kill. But inaccuracy is not on your side. And also, yeah, I don't know. He probably still gets peeked, right, from the ramp. So, but he was right. That was going to be hard to win going A. I just keep picturing dwarves now.
Yeah, man, dwarf core.
Making this music.
Yardy do we dig and pick.
That was hidden.
To hell with elves and goblin clans.
That was pretty good, man. You'd make a great dwarf.
Thank you.
Not even that much taller.
Okay. Not all of us are built like ants. That's the tree people.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like
I watched
yes.
Lord of the Rings, so.
Yeah, okay.
There's Ents and Dota, all right?
That's true. Long live the tree people.
Wallachi brother.
Smoke down bottom middle, and the cross comes out uncontested, but I don't know. Flit's been signing up for these mid fights. They're gonna pop it open. That was my, oh, not even, excuse me, just the bank nade off Xbox for a bit of chip damage. Cello's getting bullied. Poor guy down to 46 health, has to play with a Tech 9 and is 1 and 7. And as smoke fades, now we're gonna get this angle taken up by Electronic. Plenty of fights to be had here. Fallen, come on! You can't be jumping into that line with a knife out. Luckily, he's got teammates to save him. But that's a crazy decision that he almost gets punished for. We get this solo defense on B in the form of Fame. Flit just drops it.
How'd that happen?
And now Fame's gonna feel a little sketched out by this split pressure coming at him. CT spawn trying to be held onto. Fame's gonna have to go above and beyond, and above the box goes Skulls to clear him. Quesarado locked out here in the mid corner, able to hold back that CT attempt. And so FURIA managed to get away with it. Fully blind, the no-scope, no way. There's the response back from Fallen. Lucky to be alive, lucky that Cello saves him in that mid-peak.
Yeah, this round was full of luck. There was just so many moments right there. I mean, even Electronic by the door or Flit, excuse me, had a really good spot to mow down 2 people coming out and somehow got a dink. Didn't hit the rest, had a lot of time to try to pull this off. There's that cover on the trade as well from Fallen because a few bullets get missed. Right here, Quesarado's almost getting cleared. That's not a round you go back and think too much about if you're on the losing team. Just take it on the chin and move on.
There's back and
Creates
forth.
a wealth opportunity here for FURIA because Virtus.pro will invest everything into this and only get 2 rifles and an op.
It's a sketchy round, but it's one that could definitely net them a strong finish to the half. He'll have to get by Flawless at some point, though. MP9 in hand, pressed against the door. He just has not seen a lot of action. He's been the most inactive player of the map so far. Given a great chance here at the end. Cello gets dinked up, but still soldiers on.
Oh.
Icy finds it through the smoke. And the pressure continues forward with Electronic keeping his head down. We get this cross over to the pit. That's Yuri with the AK in pit while Fallen locks in Icy. And they'll use Util to reveal Electronic's hand. They know all about him now. Slow on the approach here. Cello low health. Okay, look for a second like he was gonna get caught out. 5-7 bests the Opper. That's a big gun for Fame to pick up, but pelted by Util on the attempt. And knowing that this was the all-in buy for VP, you'd think try to save the op for the last one. Unfortunately, Fame just can't extend far enough out to find it. If he's lucky, he'll kill this low-health Cello and take the AK as a consolation prize. But that gets tracked. Cello with the multi-frag, 3 kills, more in this round than the entire half for him.
Before it, yeah.
FURIA with a lead and a great chance to take a 7-5.
Looked like they were almost going to forget about Electronic, who had smoked himself out of car just running by. But everything goes right again for FURIA in this situation with a few close calls. Flawless as well. They kept him inactive for so long, and then as soon as he's tested, only gets the dink. No final kill. FURIA putting in the work here. Another tag as well from Fallen.
They're gonna pick up the tempo with this one too. Sensing blood in the water. They'll get long control with no contest. If Electronic lets him get close enough on that wall, Icy's gonna flash him around it. But the pack does seem separated enough. Cello, tip of the spear, crossing ramp already. Flashes come through, cover's great. Well done by Cello to remain ahead of it. Reacts in turning around. And the lesser guns of VP in the final round of the half looking to fizzle out. Fame, the last lifeline at stopping it on the ramp. Cello doing everything at the moment. And that trajectory of the Util lets him know there's more where that first wave came from. There's the close, folks, queued up by a FURIA 7-round T-side.
They had to work to get back into that half, and Cello especially bounced back from the bottom of the board to damn near tying the top. And off of that, 7 T rounds here on Dust2. Trying to make up for Anubis, where they really had Virtus.pro on the ropes. FURIA's games, and so Virtus.pro's games as well, are almost always close no matter what.
Whatever happened to like the star potential of Serato and Yuri though in this FURIA lineup? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It has. I mean, like FaZe has always been on my top 20, but last year, even though he made HL TVs, didn't make mine. I think Yuri was. There was even a point where Yuri was slightly ahead of him in the first couple of years. People are still deciding, who was the best because they were just the best together.
Right.
But I think when Fallen came on the team, the weird part is he himself has actually been doing pretty good. He does know how to move around forward, but the style totally changed for everyone else. And I think they're just not that young team anymore. So they've missed a lot of transfer windows. It felt like Skulls could have been a good move, but FURIA have a lot of the Brazilian orgs missed a ton of opportunities in CS to pick up the talent, to take the team to the next level, to keep the young energy as well as keep a lot of star potential and like grow together. And I think have suffered watching some other teams get better around them at the same time because of it. It's hard to say what the ceiling of this lineup is, but it doesn't seem like it's that high.
I feel like we saw a better version of them back for the Shanghai Major, right? Obviously, Skulls was fitting into this system and like actually taking over moments. Obviously had the phenomenal ramp play on Mirage. But for whatever reason, we haven't really seen that as the first half of 2025's gone on. They're able to maintain their top spot towards the Americas region, so securing a place at the Major is great. In terms of the checklist, it's like their attendance.
They're good at that.
Yeah, they're good at being around.
Important. Yeah, the Major's obviously such a huge part of the cycle. You don't want to end up being a flip side, and then you're just like the best at. That's like being the best at exercising, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be the best at just qualifying to things, but that is a really big deal.
I think it's a real testament that when we had that kind of halftime or in between map segment talking to players about who's making playoffs, nobody's even really considering FURIA anymore, except for FURIA themselves. And there was a world where FURIA were, just etching themselves into top 8s consistently. And at this event where you don't have all the top teams and that extra slot, not just one, but a few extra playoff slots feel open, you'd think FURIA should be a name that we continue to thrust into one of those places, but...
Yeah, I think they need more ideas, because that was the thing about that FURIA lineup with Art, was they were the innovators. When Ancient came out, they came up with the smokes everyone used. When Vertigo came into the pool, they came up with the smokes everyone used. They don't have that anymore.
In a world where Stare is listing Rare Atom and GamerLegion as playoff attendees, but no FURIA, I think it really just goes to show that people aren't afraid of them anymore.
Definitely less so.
And maybe that could end up being a mistake in the long run, but does seem to have kind of lost some of their intimidation factor in the top echelon of the Counter-Strike world this year. Which is crazy, because Serato's on this roster.
Yeah, he should be the one to attract all the talent you need. Just got to manage things properly. Here comes the B attack. And Shell is going to see a lot.
Skulls looks to turn to help him. Bomb in the front finds the entry. Berettas take their time, but out comes the tunnels push, and you've got Electronic to lock in the rotate. They charge past him, and Icy's helping out from sight.
Excellent.
Clean P250 executions out the window, and Virtus.pro wastes no time picking up this second pistol round. And that will be their first pistol round of the series.
Yeah, I mean, FURIA were definitely always my favorite team. I guess something about us, too, where we're just like, we casted some of the We Play guys, or we casted the FURIA DreamHack Open as they were getting together and getting good. And, But,
wait, are you saying we're getting old?
Yeah, we're getting old, too.
What?
Everyone here today will be dead one day. Sometimes I think about that.
Just reminding everybody at home, huh?
Go do that thing that you weren't going to do today.
Yeah.
Live a little. Like Flamus.
living in the moment. 1 round difference. And a force buy out of FURIA. Real dinky force buy though. MP9, that's it. I want them nades instead, but we get this pack of VP players stacking up outside long, ready to just charge through that smoke off the flash wave. And it's clear. No resistance, maybe surprising them, but smoke's coming down from sight means...
It'd be nice to have a scout for this round if you were a FURIA. I think Fallen's like, ah, damn, I should have got a scout. Should have asked for a scout. A couple of tags towards long, that helps a lot. But you know what? 5.7s can also cause nightmares. Look at the flashes here. That's the important part. And Fallen, that's one thing that hasn't changed no matter how many years goes on. He's got the best assist flashes of anybody in this game. Any level in the world. He's the only one with 2 of them.
It's all about the timing and the push, if there is one to come, but Flamis clears out car. No hidden gem in that regard. Yuri playing football. And Skulls, oh, he looked past that. He had a little gap for a second, but they just wait, and they cross over.
Maybe waited a little bit too much time. Let's see.
There's the flash through.
Oh, see, everyone gets blind.
Finds him blind, but they still pick up kills. Good scout cover offered up by Icy at a distance. And Icy's definitely taken over this game, sitting 14-7 on the map.
Icy was getting some pretty amazing kills, to be honest.
Yeah, those P250 kills in the pistol, this scout shot that looked to have kept things as clean as possible. Virtus.pro not only tying this game at 7, but keeping all 5 players up. And this was the force, so the next round should be freer.
Who's your favorite Brazilian player? There's so much talent out there.
Snow.
Snow.
Yep.
Another Academy League player.
Yep. And I think he's like, what I like about Snow is it feels like all of Brazilian in the scene, and all the other players and stuff, like when he played against Fallen for the first time, etc. Feels like everybody speaks really highly of the kid. So yeah, big fan of Snow.
Definitely see him getting a lot better too.
But I'm usually rooting for the next gen.
Yeah. Everyone loves an underdog. Something special about it.
I've just always find one of the most inspiring things about Counter-Strike and esports, you know, is when these young phenoms come up. I just think of myself at their age and ask myself, like, could I have done this? And it just traveling the world, all of the pressure, the high octane lifestyle, like it's admirable.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the way they handle themselves at such a young age too is pretty impressive.
And then you get that quote from Donk, like, win 4 Face-It games or go see an ocean.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm like, oh yeah, that was me as well. Now pistols here again. This is the free one. This is the well-earned round of Virtus.pro. But doesn't look like there'll be much resistance. Electronic catching Fallen. He thought maybe he'd be able to just cheat through the side of that smoke. Oh, I just won an extra footing, but Virtus.pro, it's not a blank smoke. There are plenty of bodies behind it, and I know who I wouldn't want to be right now, and that's Cello.
Yeah, he's just hoping someone comes out of the tunnels, but like right here, yeah, he's just dead meat. Dead meat. So easy, Virtus.pro. Searching out through middle and keeping it simple on the mid-Bs. This is the tricky part, man. I don't even have all the solutions. Mid-B is really popular. Well, I think that actually I've said this before, but the deep smoke Freiburg drop mid-B variant is the best one in terms of not letting random things happen, in terms of not getting spammed through the smoke, getting a kill early on your exec, making sure CT is clear, and also making it look like you could do a cap play. But with the standard mid-B smoke, that's where it can definitely get very sketchy. So a lead here for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, a lead and a couple of very flat rounds out of FURIA. So good buffer of cash built up by VP as the first CT gun round comes out. That's not how you want to start your first gun round. Poor Skull's
got a magnet right now. Yeah.
Icy's on it.
Yeah, he's on it.
It's nice to see. When Icy's on, VP have easier days. There's no denying that. Fallen There's a scout out there on the field.
Somehow that was a shoulder peek.
I don't know.
Only Virtus.pro shoulder peek suicide at a minute 40.
Yeah, right. And they are very much clumped up for the cat play. There's a clean one from Cello.
What was that?
Don't know if that was just over the top of the smoke or...
Wanted to take a peek.
You know, sometimes you just carve a path.
Uh-oh, this is late. Quesarado, oh, he didn't hear this till really late.
Dropping the smoke in front of him. Incendiary to the boxes. Gun finally out. He's got a fire down beneath him. Bomb, though, is the last man in. So now all of Virtus.pro are going to have to somehow go back, grab Bomb, and then get onto the site. And that's not going to happen. If Bomb is on anybody else, they could have at the very least planted. Maybe then somebody gets crazy. Fame, Galil at this distance, nothing. And it's 5 health bars at half for FURIA, but Bomb possession feels like it really denies Virtus.pro anything.
They had to, especially because it was that bomb coming in late, attack from both Elbow and Cat at the same time, because Quesarado was actually out in the open, and he had made a really good adjustment to get that kill. Yeah, he just actually gave it a shot.
Chance knife. Ooh, there we go.
Not bad. Yeah. But yeah, this is just a bomb coming in super late.
Some very clean rifle work as well from FURIA.
Definitely.
But again, cash in the coffers and then some here for VP. So let's see if FURIA can string these rounds together. 13-11 back on Anubis if you missed it.
Don't watch it. Dust2's been better.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. If you want to take a nap, it'd be a...
Yeah.
Or if you're into pain. Ouch.
Yeah. Really took his time. He's like, maybe I can find a little corner here. I don't want to waste this smoke. Electronic said, don't throw this smoke, no matter what.
Luckily, Electronic, Flamus, and Icy still have theirs.
Well, you've got an underserved, I think, middle, and Virtus.pro who want to try to take it again. This could get a bit scary.
Fallen still sitting on the cat ledge with Op.
It's a pure chemistry test here between Skulls and Cello.
And Cello's had a hell of a recovery because first half was so flat.
Like, Fallen's not in CT spawn right now. They're even holding for the long push. It's a very scary split coming in.
They put down another flash and a smoke down towards CT. Cello still just looking to use the door gap to his advantage. Then they smoke off tunnels at 35 seconds.
Not bad.
Are the T's out of smokes? No. Last one comes out from Icy.
They can't go Cat now. They have to try to go mid B.
Icy gives his smoke to Fame.
They're just going to refresh it and go. Yeah.
Last smoke utilized. Third time's the charm by the looks of it. Skulls working with an incendiary to maybe block off the other end. Frag grenade to open that smoke. Cello sits behind Car. Spray gets away from him. Trade good from Fame. And then Flit able to just lock in on the mid play where all of FURIA remains. So down to the wire, but calculated. And with a Molotov in their feet, Flit just
he got by.
Smoke. Didn't even see Yuri.
Him. No way he got away with that.
I mean, the fact he just used that utility means Yuri's going to be sat there looking at these smokes because you'd think he's somewhere in there. But I guess they believe he's peeled back. They think maybe he's still close doors. You can see Quesarado trying to clear that out.
They're just not going for it.
Not just Flit's unknown presence.
That's crazy. Lucky for Flit, man. That I mean, there's been luck going both ways, so I'm not going to say he didn't deserve it, but wow. He did not know there was a threat in the doorway.
Dude, spooky stuff for FURIA to have to deal with. Flit just disappearing like that.
He's been tricky.
VP took their sweet time, as they do, all series long, but they'll get that lead back in hand.
And, you know, they ultimately did figure out the right option, no matter how much resistance was there. The late smoke on tunnels. All the pressure from the mid-B grenades. Quesarado was trying to make that hard for them. 24 seconds they smoke there. FURIA playing with fire.
Ouch.
Another good tag. Skulls. Poor Skulls.
He was tagged by the scout once, now the op. Lucky to be standing. Making that B defense work for it at low health out of the gate every time. Flummus just already trying to get contact towards Catwalk, but they peel back here, Furia.
Yeah, once that big Flummus round, he has been sort of a non-factor right now.
The big Flummus.
Yeah, you know the big Flummus is coming. Is the big Flummus going to start swinging soon? You can't ignore the Flummus.
Virtus.pro came out on top of the drawn-out utility battle of the last round, and they're going to get right back to smoking that CT box. Ooh, Fame is able to hold on to the smoke this time.
We're just outside the blue.
And Skulls is low HP because of that op shot through the doors at the start of the round. Utility here on the A site to try to keep them allocated.
Saw that double nade.
Flummus gets out, but the smoke on CT box fades.
KSerado's actually got one more nade here.
He's trying to keep them on the other side of the doors. He's hoping that they're not this far out, and Electronic even picking it up while blind. Low health here for Skulls. Electronic's just gonna get the better of him. No defense offered up on B at all until Cello gets in with his, but it's short-lived. Flummus, quick return frag, and again, they just squeeze it for what it's worth, leaving two players bottom middle, not even needed. When you're able to leave two bottom mid, you know that B site's yours for the taking.
They give a lot of clues. I think FURIA have like the right idea in terms of all the utility they're leaving in spawn, but that's just not enough to actually stop this attack from coming in. And if they're going to play two on site like this, I mean, they got to at least, I think, play a third guy left side mid to start once in a while. Otherwise, this will just continue to be a problem. FURIA can continue to save, but VP will continue to win. Wow. Oh. Damn, that's a perfect tactic to close the round, too. No saves this time.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Could have been a retake last time. 5 dead this one. Shaping up to be another great end to the map for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, taking over both these maps in the second half.
Oh, I mean, that flash was good. It would have still been, I think, hard for KSerado to get out alive if he committed to one kill. But yeah, it's a matter of inches. Oh, there's a small moment. They're going to peel back, holding for the lower push. You know, Fallen's got to win this round if it's going to be FURIA. And they've got some active spots right now.
Surprise, surprise.
They just had no idea, actually. I mean, it was quiet for a bit.
Molly doesn't spread. Opera's going to go for the top mid play because that Molly came out. There's another one, so looking to catch him while they have grenades out.
Yeah, Fallen has an opportunity here. I mean,
still though, I mean, they burned 3 Molotovs. You don't even get Cello out of there. Like, that's pretty half-assed.
See if they clear this properly. Flummus. Oh,
yes, sir.
Yes, perfect.
Very well done. Now, there's still this looming threat of KSerado. Lower tunnel players been keeping guys preoccupied. KSerado tries to help out top middle, but that's ambitious.
Bomb comes in slow, but at the same time, it makes it.
Flit made a loud step. You get this still in the tunnel play from Cello. Flit knows he's in here somewhere. Ooh, finds him out, sprays him down, and turns back. We'll see if Yuri's MP9 can catch him off. No, sir. Flit has just been the bane of their mid-play. And Fame's opened up to go for the window peek, now looking to sweep away the weapons that they had.
Ooh, that's crushing.
Yeah, FURIA just kind of get roped into maybe taking a look at that B site. In reality, it's a shutdown that's going to be costly.
And it's another round that ends B, man. It's just working out for them different ways each time, but the defense is not getting better here for FURIA. Now, that wasn't a full buy. They even saved the good guns for last, so it's pretty much just a perfectly placed attack for Virtus.pro from all angles. This investment here from FURIA is the last chance. Maybe the last chance to see an op.
Curious to see if Cello gets unleashed again. Tunnels play looked a little awkward for Virtus.pro, but because he just didn't have the better weaponry.
Oh, Icy's that guy right now.
Ready for the Fallen Peak. Lays him out. And this B defense, I mean, it has just been bullied from the get-go of this T side, whether it's the wall bangs that Icy's been able to land through doors or...
And every round, FURIA refused to play on a 3 lean. They've only played 2 in the site, someone in CT, and I think that's because of the utility that they've kept cached. But now after this many rounds of conditioning, I think FURIA are going to be a little bit weaker towards A.
Figure out where VP wind up, but...
Gotta be careful. I mean, looks like Electronic's going to throw some sort of fake again. I think the adjustment here from FURIA is really good. But if it's perfect conditioning from Electronic and he understands what's going to happen, they end up just taking this play.
Yeah, he just gives his utility to Flit, so it looks. I think he's going to drop CT.
Yeah.
He's just looking to get past K-Serrato, maybe try to unravel something out in mid, but now K-Serrato's taken his attention, slowed him down, burned into the open, almost dealt
1
with.
HP.
It's enough to make a difference. And then pushing out through the edge of the tunnel smoke, Skulls at bat, down, low health goes both directions, and the B site cleared out again. K-Serrato's measly 1 point of health gets popped by Flit. The late play here from Catwalk. Flit has just been owning when it comes to both sides of the mid play, and Cello not given a chance to shine in this round until it's way too late. Virtus.pro's 12th secured with relative ease as this B hit is so continuous time and time again. And of course this T side now, this is 7 rounds won by Virtus.pro out of the 8 rounds played.
I mean, this is also really disappointing for FURIA because they actually get the first kill on A. They catch the lurk. They know it's a mid B. They make the adjustment over to B, and both players in the site get no kills. It's not even 1/2 delivering now.
First halves, both maps with promise. And then the Virtus.pro plow comes through for the second each time. Yet again, some limitations here from FURIA, but it doesn't even come down to the buys. It's just been all the rounds VP's way.
Icy with a super clean scoreline, best on the server right now, 15 and 8.
Yeah, feels like, not to mention the assists he's been able to establish with the damage through mid.
And an up-tempo walkout, knowing there hasn't been anyone close. They try to just goad them into playing a 3A setup.
Like that flashbang, you just chuck a flash from window. Electronic scoffs at it. There's no swing out yet. K-Serrato making sound, so Op's able to train in on him, and with the way Icy's playing, he is simply not missing. And all of a sudden that B site scared because it's feeling like yet another hit. In reality, it's going to be Catwalk to A. So finally a change up here for Virtus.pro. They've got Fallen out of position. That long control will not be worth much, and he just gets shredded by Flit in an instant. So VP showing that there are variations and that they can play them out late to just keep this T side as damn near flawless as possible. FURIA have just simply been outplayed in the second half of Dust2. And unfortunately for them, back on Anubis, should have been their map to win, could have pushed this series to a third. VP will not waste any time in showing us what they've got here in Bucharest. Map 2, all theirs, second half, clean as can be.
So Dust2 is VP's home ground now, we can safely say that. Looked very clinical there. Do have to say though, guys, I mean, FURIA, the problems continue. Unbelievably